Hello and welcome back. Today is Sunday, November 2nd. I have your three best bets for you in the NBA today. As always, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the page. We have another lackluster slate of games. The NBA is just like, we know the weekends are for the NFL and the World Series last night. So we're just going to throw out some of these god-awful matchups, and it shows early on at 2:30. We have the Pelicans versus Oklahoma City Thunder, undefeated versus undefeated team, 0-5 versus 5-0 or 6-0, 229 over-under, and it's a 12.5 point spread here. No wonder this game is on at 2:30. They want you to watch anything but that. But the rest of the games, would say there's some good games and some bad ones. Another good game on the slate is Atlanta versus Cleveland. No Trae Young in this matchup, so that stinks. But 229 over under, close game, 5.5 point spread. Memphis versus Toronto, that's a high over under game. 238 over under. Utah versus Charlotte. Imagine this game being one of the best games on the slate. Charlotte 2-point favorite here at home. I think the wrong team is favored in that game. I think Utah wins that matchup with ease. 238 over under. Lauri Markkanen has been on fire. I think Utah wins that with Charlotte's on a back-to-back too. I don't get why the Jazz are not favored in this game. We get the Knicks versus Bulls, running back by 5-0 Bulls, going for 6-0. I think the Knicks take care of business here, and it shows 6.5 point spread, 237 over under. Back in this game is in New York, so I think the Bulls. I think the fun start of the season will come to an end. We get Wemby versus Devin Booker, a fun matchup, and then we get the Heat versus Lakers. No LeBron James, though, in this matchup, so interesting late games. Some fun games, some not so fun games, but we have three brand new plays here that I absolutely love. And before we jump into today's plays, we got to recap yesterday's action. And yesterday in the NBA, ended up going 1-2 in best bets. Should have just stayed off the Saturday after saying it wasn't the best slate. Domantas Sabonis had the toughest matchup, and this dude was coming out firing. He played a lot of minutes in this game, took way more shots. Everyone in the starting lineup for the Kings went off, so just one of those bad reads all around. He had a tough matchup here, but he was playing so many minutes in the first half. He played the whole first quarter, almost 10 minutes of the second. It was pretty crazy, but hey, he fell up shy. Should have just taken Zach LaVine's over like Josh O did in the comment section. Should have just rode with the LaVine back-to-back games. Julius Randle, he took care of business with Anthony Edwards out. He had a great matchup against the Hornets. They're not as big. They're not as girthy as Julius Randle. But Julius Randle, he took care of business. 30-point game. And then Jalen Brown, that game, Houston versus Celtics, was a dud. Jalen Brown had an awful game, 12 points in the whole game overall. But hey, that was yesterday. Hand up. I think the Sabonis was a horrible read. The Jalen Brown game also, that game was a blowout. Should have just stuck with Kevin Durant in that game like the thumbnail showed. But I got three brand new plays. I'm wanting a 3-0 sweep here. And let's just jump into it. For my first play of the day in this Atlanta versus Cavs game here, we're going to run this play back-to-back games. Not going to take the rebounds, assists in this one, but it's points assists, which is Jalen Johnson. Without Trae Young, they lean on Jalen Johnson on this offense. He has a great matchup here today, so give me Jalen Johnson to go over 24.5 points assists, coming to minus 114. On DraftKings, he has a great matchup here. The Cavs allowing the most points to the power forward position and the 8th most assists to the power forward position. So he has a great matchup here overall, and it shows in the history. Getting the over 2 for his last 2 against this Cavs team, getting 29 and 27 points assists in his last 2 against the Cavs. He's been on fire to start the season. Over 4 for his last 5, averaging 25.8 points assists per game. With the last 5 games, him getting 30, 13, 28, 28, and then 30 again. So last 3 games, he's been on fire with 28, 28, and 30. Without Trae Young, the assists are up there. Last 3 games without Trae Young, he's had 10, 8, and 8 assists there. So I love the assist overall market for him in this game. He's gone over 3 for his last 4 away games, averaging 24.8 points assists. With the last 3 games, him having 28 points assists in the last 3. And power forwards have had great games against this Cavs team. MPJ had a day against this Cavs team. Giannis had a day. Josh Minot had a game. Sam Hauser had a game. And Sandro Melikish on the Toronto, he had a great game. So power forwards have great games against this Cavs team. I have it projected at 28 points assists in this game. So nice 3 PA cushion in this game. I think Jalen Johnson is set up for success in this game. Cavs allow the most points to the power forward position, 8th most assists without Trae Young in the lineup, 8+ assists in every single game. I think he's due for another big game here. So give me Jalen Johnson to go over 24.5 points, assists coming in -114. On DraftKings, jumping to my second play in the Utah versus Charlotte game. This game, high over-under, 238 over-under. Charlotte, 2.5, 2-point favorite here. Again, I think the wrong team is favored here. I think the Jazz should be the favorite team in this game, and they're going to lean heavy on this guy who's been on fire to start the season. I'm not afraid of this number, so give me Lauri Markkanen, the former Bull, to go over 26.5 points, coming in -115 on DraftKings. He has a great matchup. We just took Julius Randle last night on this over because we liked his size versus his team. And I love Lauri Markkanen's size. He's a 7-foot player. Charlotte on the 6th most points to the power forward position, and he's been on a tear, going over 4 for his last 5, averaging 33.8 points a game, having 20, 33, 51, 32, and 32 points in his most recent game. He has been dominating, carrying over that Euro basketball that he did over the summer. It's showing in these games. Last 2 games against Charlotte, he's had 33 and 21 points in those last 2. But that was last year. This is not this year's Lauri Markkanen, who's been dominant on the road. 100% hit rate on the road, scoring 33 points in both games on the road this season. He has the clear defined role on this team, averaging 21 field goal attempts per game. They're leaning on him. Game 1, he only had 13 shots, and every game after that, he's at 23, 32, 19, and 20 field goal attempts. I love that. More shots, more opportunities to get the over for us. I've projected at 30-plus points here, so a nice 3-point cushion here. Power forwards, big power forwards, again, have had their day. Julius Randle just had 30 on him last night. Bam Adebayo had 26 against them. Now Lauri Markkanen, he's been fuego from the field, 51, 32, and 33. I think today he has another massive matchup here. So give me Lauri Markkanen, the finisher, to go over 26.5 points, coming in -115 on DraftKings. To jump into my third and final play of the day, going to be in this Bulls-Knicks matchup here. I always have a Chicago Bulls play here. They're running it back in this game here, and this guy in game 1, he did get this over, but he did shoot very poorly in this game, and I think he has great history against this Bulls team. Bulls let up big games to the center position, so give me Karl-Anthony Towns, Big Purr, Bodega Cat to go over 21.5 points, coming in -120 on DraftKings. The Bulls allow the 4th most points and the 3rd most threes to the center position. Cat, he has dominated this Bulls team, going over 5 for his last 5, averaging 35.1 points per game. I didn't take his over in game 1 because I was a little concerned to see how the overall offense will play in this one. Maybe no Mitchell Robinson, dealing with an ankle injury. If Mitchell Robinson doesn't play, I love this even more for Cat, where he's not been the best to start this season, only going over 2 for his last 5, having 19, 26, 15, 8, and 22, but in that 22-point game was against the Chicago Bulls, and he shot very poorly in that game, shooting 6 for 14 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3. I think Cat today splashes a few more threes on this Bulls team. Being at home, 60% hit rate at home last year, averaging 23.6 points per game, so I love that. This season at home, he's had 19 and 26 points, so he's a better home player than he is on the road. Maybe no Mitchell Robinson. I have him projected at 24-plus points in this game here. He has a great matchup. Bulls allowing the 4th most points, 3rd most threes to the center position. 5 for his last 5. He's going to make it 6 for his last 6, so give me Bodega Cat to go over 21.5 points, coming in -120 on DraftKings. And those are my 3 best bets for you in the NBA today. Let me know down below. I could probably cook up a little same-game parlay for this Bulls-Knicks team, so let me know if you guys want to see a little same-game parlay for that matchup, because you know I always watch the Bulls in these games. 3 plays here today, 3 guys to get their overs in 3 great spots. Lauri Markkanen over 26.5, Cat over 21.5, and then Jalen Johnson over 24.4 points assists. Let me know down below what's your favorite play in the NBA. And while you're down there, please leave a like and subscribe. It means the world to me when you guys do. It makes me know you guys like the content. Hopefully having a wonderful Sunday Funday. Keep on smiling, and I will see you in the next one.